Well, hello and welcome everyone to Ringler Radio. I'm Larry Cohen, the head of Ringler Associates Northeast Operations. And again, thanks for joining us. Well, today we're going to do a little two-step on Ringler Radio. And it's not the kind you do in a country western bar, but this two-step has to do with closing workers' compensation claims. And we have two great guests to talk about it. Our first guest is my Ringler colleague from Southern California, Teddy Snyder. Teddy's a certified structured settlement consultant in the Beverly Hills Ringler office, where she has a unique perspective, and she very creative in designing, presenting, and negotiating structured settlement. She's been with Ringler for over 10 years, and prior to that has more than 20 years of litigation experience, including more than 100 trials. Teddy, welcome to Ringler Radio.
Thanks, Larry.
And our other great guest is also an attorney and an expert in workers' compensation, personal injury, and Social Security law. Attorney Sylvia Lopez from the Law Office of Sylvia Lopez in Bakersfield, California. She has more than 26 years of legal experience. She's handled it all, from small matters to million-dollar cases. She's had jury trials resulting in large verdicts and awards for her clients. Just a lot of different experience levels, Sylvia. Welcome to Ringler Radio. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Larry.
And, you know, coming from Bakersfield, California, growing up, one of my heroes was Frank Gifford, the football player, and I know he comes from your town. Am I right?
That's correct.
Well, that's cool. You didn't know him by any chance, did you?
No, he's a little older than I am.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Teddy, explain to us what is meant by doing the two-step in a workers' compensation claim.
Well, Larry, as of course you and Sylvia know, structured settlements are ideal for helping people evaluate any time a claim includes a stream of future benefits. So the two steps are evaluation and negotiation. We are usually called in at the time of negotiation to help put proposals together to help close the claim. But what we really want to encourage people to do is call us in very early, and we can help you evaluate the case and prepare it well before the negotiation stage. And since there's never a fee for our services, this is an overlooked opportunity for our listeners who are in the position to do that to contact the structured settlement broker for assistance.
Well, there's no question we're a no-cost value-added service, Teddy. So let's drill down now and talk about closing workers' compensation claims. Sylvia, what would you say are the risks and advantages to a claimant in closing a workers' compensation claim?
Well, usually there are two parts. One is the fact that you will get a money benefit, and you will also have a right to future medical care. Sometimes that works for workers' comp employees that have been injured because they need long-term care. Other times, looking at their total financial situation, it may be better for them to cash it out, both their permanent disability benefits, which of course is money, and also get some money so that they can control their own medical care in the future. And a structured settlement allows them to take the lump sum of money and apportion it different ways so that it best suits them. And so it can be a great benefit to them by setting it up the way they want it to be set up.
Teddy, why don't you tell our listeners who may not know, what is a rated age and how does that affect the process?
Well, when I get a call from Sylvia or someone like Sylvia, one of the first things I'll do is talk to them about the kinds of medical records that they have. And we use those medical records to develop a personalized, customized mortality table, i.e. a projection of how long that person may live, that is unique to the claimant based on their own medical history. And we use that to determine likely life expectancy, because if a life company is in a structured settlement is going to promise to pay for somebody's entire lifetime as a pricing mechanism, not a command from heaven, but a pricing mechanism, they will compete in the marketplace and offer us different rates of return.
So here's your evaluation. You've put it together. And Sylvia, once you get the evaluation, how do you use it?
I bring my client back in, and now I have a little bit more concrete information and examples that may be more customized to their situation. what I like to do is, even before that, before I meet with them again, I call them and I say, okay, remember what I explained to you. What I'd like you to do at this point is think about what I like to call a wish list. Once I have a sense of what amount of money we're really dealing with. And the wish list is not necessarily whatever they want, but more so what they need. For example, sometimes it's very difficult to get continuing medical care because they don't have a car. Or it's very difficult because they don't have a roof over their head, if their house is leaking. There's certain things that are necessary that they absolutely need. And so in a structured settlement, you usually have like a lump sum amount, and then the rest of it is structured and paid out periodically depending upon what their needs are. So then in the second time I meet with them, those become much clearer as to what our objectives are, what is the most important to them. And we try to get as much of that as possible as I work with Teddy, with the money that she has indicated that we have.
Well, Teddy, what are the advantages of a structure for the defense side?
Well, one of the biggest advantages that people tell us they appreciate is it's the ability to bridge the gap between the offer and the demand. When people see what the actual payout is going to be, it's often a surprise. It's very difficult for most of us to actually calculate what compound interest will produce over a long period of time. And bringing in someone like myself can create a written proposal that actually shows these numbers, and very frequently people are surprised, especially today, by how competitive the rates of return are on structured settlements.
No question.
So this provides a new way for people to negotiate. If I'm there at a settlement meeting and can hear what the person's financial hot button is, I can react to that and create a plan to create the money to come at the time of anticipated need. Maybe what they want to do is take care of their kids' college fund, or maybe they have adequate savings because they were professionals or something like that and they wanted at retirement. There's different ways we can do it to enhance negotiations, and the defense, actually both sides, appreciate that.
Be sure to check out the entire podcast as well as other Ringler Radio shows at LegalTalkNetwork.com and RinglerAssociates.com.